8:15, time to get a soggy day on the way. It's Island Tea.
Beautiful rainy Monday morning.
It's summertime. Summer rain. We call it summer rain.
Yes.
I ain't mad though, because
the place been hot,
we need
man.
The rain. We need the rain, right?
The place been hot. So, it's been a...
This morning was actually cold.
Yeah. I mean, we've experienced some really intense heat throughout the year. It's summer, and strangely enough, we've been getting more rain so far. You just start.
Because it's a rainy season.
Yeah. And then you got the little, well, I won't say the little hurricanes. We have the hurricanes. They're not little. They're
I don't know. Did you get the winds this morning?
Yeah.
So the kind of blustery.
Yeah, and then, but the rain just cooled. The place was so dark. Like, it was as if, morning had not broken yet. So I was like, oh wow, it's so late,
well, This is good.
Yeah, it is.
We just gotta pray for we just gotta pray that we get spared from anything much worse.
Yeah, we really have to give.
I don't have to spell it out.
Yeah, we have to give thanks for being able not to be affected so far. You understand?
And I don't know if you know that. I know Beryl was heading towards Texas. They might be starting to feel, and it was climbing back to hurricane strength.
Oh wow!
Because I think on the way there it had gotten down to Category 1. I have to check. Let me see what CNN is saying. But yeah, so it's going to be heading up to the Texas coast, in the area there of along the southern Texas coast there, just. You could say just northeast of Mexico, sort of, yeah. And yesterday...
You talking about the Mango Festival?
No, I was talking about France.
Oh!
Yeah.
So, just before we get into that then, so the Mango Festival, based on the reviews last year, a lot of persons seemed disappointed, and it seemed that the committee... really took into consideration some of the views expressed on social media and otherwise.
Wait, you said they're disappointed about last year?
Yeah, last year.
I misunderstood you.
When you saw the views, a lot of persons seem to have been disappointed.
They were very open about that and about trying to fix those problems this year. So.
Yes. And so this year, you look at the social media and so many persons are giving wonderful praise as to, the smooth organization, the food that they ate. I asked one person, how is the festival going? And the person said, great. So it's good to hear that. It's good to know. And, we had members of the committee, Philmon and also Noah Mills, here in studio during the Island Tea episode where they spoke about the Mango Festival. So kudos to Noah Mills and Philmon on, and their team on successfully hosting the Mango Festival. It's from the Nevis Tourism Authority, I think is the branch over, organizing branch over it. So congratulations.
And Noah, feel free to call us and give us a post-mortem.
Yes, indeed. As you were saying with France now, persons were really... I listened to an interview when Macron had announced. Persons were wondering why he announced an election so soon in that time, at that time period. I remember listening to someone criticizing the move that he made as being a bad move, indicating that he was young. Maybe it is a reason because he was young when he became the leader. He didn't have a whole history of politics in terms of.
No, he was actually a government minister before.
But
and
the person
started his own party.
Yeah, he did start his own party. But the person I could see that the person just wasn't really a fan, because based on what the person was saying, because he started his own party, then he won. And I'm like, it takes a lot of guts, it takes a lot of wit, it takes a lot of strategy to start a party, win, and be successful thereafter. So when when the person was making the comments in the media, said it had to be that the person is not a fan of his, because based on what the person is saying, he doesn't seem to be be a bad decision maker.
No, he doesn't. In fact, well, what I read about what commentators say is that he has always been a risk taker.
Yeah.
And what he was doing was calling the electorate's bluff. It's like, okay, you guys are going to elect the far right to the European Parliament. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's have an election and let's see what you guys are going to do.
And you know, there was some critiques.
And they basically the electorate basically you could say saved France. I don't know if I'm being too subjective there, but so Macron's party has the second most number of seats.
Yes.
And the left-leaning parties have the majority. Well, actually, no. You could say the plurality. No one really has a majority.
Yeah. So no party has a majority. So here it has the left-wing alliance has won most of the seats in the French Parliament, thwarting the far right in a stunning result to Sunday's second round vote, because the far right was winning when they had the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, despite avoiding the far right government, the result means France is plunged into political limbo with no party reaching an absolute majority, leaving parliament gridlock. The left-wing New Popular Front won 182 seats, while President Emmanuel Macron's Central Alliance
Ensemble
Alliance won 163 seats. And it says here, the far-right National Rally and its allies, which took a commanding lead in the first round, stumped into third place due to tactical voting, winning 143 seats. So you have the first round, and the National Rally was leading. Remember, I think at one point in time, Macron party only had like 2 seats confirmed, where the others had like 38 and 34.
They said the right was leading first. And then
because they had 38 seats in.
You know, I don't know. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel like this is why I always say, AZ, that this is why I feel Trump cannot win, and here's my reasoning.
Okay.
I feel that people come to their senses
Mm-hmm.
when it is made clear to them what the choices are and what the consequences of those choices are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think clearly Macron maybe made too good a case, maybe because the left did even better. But I mean, he's still because of their system, he's still going to be the president. But they're asking him to appoint someone from the left as the prime minister. You know, his prime minister resigned last night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said he'll stay on for as long as and it's speculated that he'll probably stay on as a caretaker for the Olympics. The prime minister.
Yes.
But then they also feel as though Macron might ask him to stay on longer, depending on what happens with the meeting, the talks with the parties on the left.
Yes.
As in terms of who's going to be the next prime minister. Yeah,
and the second round voting always is a tactical one, whereby you already see the outcome the first round, and so you could make alliances going forward into the second round, and which was done, and you saw that persons really the right.
You want to take a call from Mr. Macron? No, caller, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Beginning with letter same, but wrong surname. Actually, when I heard the result, I thought of you, and Trump. You kind of right in the sense that this sounded like a protest vote. Well, the first round, people didn't like how things are going.
And of course, they probably knew there'd be a second round, so they probably,
And so they kind of came to their senses in the second round, you know. And you're right, the same might happen with Trump, okay? The thing is, though, it sounds as if they're saying there's going to be gridlock now in the parliament, and is that the best possible result? Maybe sometimes you want a very clear result. Let whoever it is go in there and pursue their agenda. And at the end of that time, you know, people make a pronouncement on it, right? Rather than have this hung parliament and wishy-washy policies and too much of a patch-up of things and
but if my read,
too many compromises, because that can lead to disaster as well. You know?
But the thing is, my read is that I get the sense that Macron is a pragmatic guy, right? And also, I also get the sense that there's definitely going to be more. There's going to be more of a simpatico between his party and the left, I would think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, he has a lot of patching up to do, because remember, he pushed through some. Was it the pension reform?
Yeah.
Something that he really got.
That was
really
the
months of protest. Over that.
He increased the age of pension.
So he wasn't actually the most popular guy among the left, you know, and certainly he seems kind of actually tough on Russia with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was one of the main fears, that, you know, they might go soft on Ukraine and soft on Russia, and Ukraine may fall.
But I heard a commentator over the weekend say that pretty much the UK and France right now, even though you know have a change of government to the left, they are pretty much on the same page when it comes to Russia. In fact, I was reading. Funnily enough, I was reading an article, I think it was Saturday, where they were talking about, before they announced the ministers for the UK, and the shadow minister of defense, it was pointed out that he actually complimented the outgoing minister of defense for his stand on Russia. And I remember thinking, like, the support of Russia, and I remember thinking at the time, boy, I would love to see a situation where, in our political culture, you actually have someone in the opposition actually saying, boy, you got that right. You know?
Don't we have that right now? We have
We do?
a quasi opposition, you know.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
that's true. But it was kind of.
This is born. Our politics right now is more of convenience than
Exactly.
actually how a parliamentary democracy is
Exactly.
supposed to perform. You know, whether that's good or bad, I guess time will tell. But I think that's exactly what it is.
I agree.
The opposition doesn't necessarily. The role of the opposition really is to provide an alternative, both in terms of policies and certainly to hold the government accountable. And if they're not doing that as their prime role, you have to question. It's not. In other words, it's not a unity government. Unity government in the sense of what the general politics refer to as a unity government. Really.
Yeah.
You have a combination of different parties and so on, and all of them come together.
But they really have an interesting system, because the presidential election is separate to the legislative elections.
But don't they? When you have a presidential election, don't they have the parliamentary one as well?
I think so. So maybe it's like every 2 years or something.
Yeah. Right. So they're going back to the. They're going to get poll fatigue.
It's 2027, I think, is when the elections are due.
You mean for France, the presidential?
Yeah,
I think he had 3 more years from here. Yes. So they had the legislative, which is the National Assembly, what we would call the Assembly, and now but the presidential election will be 3 years from now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I guess a lot of people breathing a sigh of relief now, in that. Well, Britain is still stable. Is now stable.
But interestingly, the Labour Party in Britain, they won a vast number of the seats, but when you look at the actual votes on the ground, they actually won less votes, the popular votes, than they did, I think, moving from 10.3 million to a 9.7
people
million.
People generally seem to be disillusioned with politicians, politicians and politics.
Yeah.
And yet the
I
politicians...
think we get a feeling that nobody looking after us.
And yet the politicians don't seem to learn from that, huh?
Even in Jamaica, I mean, Lisa Hanna made a post.
People still vote them in. That's the problem.
Yeah. Even in Jamaica, Lisa Hanna made a post speaking about the election results in the UK and comparing it to Jamaica, where they had very low voter turnout and continue to have very low voter turnout during the last elections, whereby just over 25% of the population actually voted.
Actually,
imagine that.
Actually, one of the things that should be pointed out is that the French election, apparently the turnout has been the highest in 40 years.
Yeah.
So I think that's significant. We're gonna have to look and see if I find some commentary on that, because that says a lot. So, and that's also why I said what I said about the Trump situation.
I think having the first round and seeing the results of the first round, it really motivated persons to get out during the second round.
And say, no, we can't have...
Yeah, because low turnout could be symptomatic of two things. Either things are very good, or things are very so bad that people just are disillusioned. You know? And I think in this case, I think that people initially was disillusioned and say, oh, my voting ain't make no difference, kind of thing. Things are going to be the same. And when they realize that, boy, things can get worse, then they sit up and take notice.
So we have our next segment here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr.
Right.
McMahon.
Okay,
we have Traffic Talk next, and we're going to get right back to you.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day.
Well, it's time for our traffic talk.
Yes.
And we're here with Smartman Rosie. Smartman Sophie.
Give me your name, Jam, so it's okay.
These terms,
Yeah.
Yes. So we're here with Officer Henry, Sergeant Henry, and we're also here with Mr. Riley from the Oh, Mr. Gilbert, sorry. Mr. Gilbert, yes. We're here with Mr. Gilbert from Public Works Department. And, when Public Works is here, that we get a lot of calls. Not that we don't get them normally, but, it tends to excite the callers.
And she did listen to us. You remember Brett said that we should try and get somebody from Public Works here a while back.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're here, and so I will allow you guys to tell us, the listening audience, what is in store for them.
Good morning to the listening audience. As Azard said, I am Sergeant Henry from the Traffic Department. Alongside we may have Mr. Gilbert, George Gilbert. This morning I want to talk about speeding. Speeding can kill, even if it doesn't result in a fatality. The impact of a speeding car crashing into another car makes the collision much worse. If a speeder hit a pedestrian or a motorcyclist, individual with no protection around them, the accident is more likely to prove tragic than if the driver were obeying the speed limit. So once you obey the speed limit, yes, you're going to have accident, but it won't be as severe as if you're speeding. And a speeding ticket can cost as much as $950. And why I said this? Because over the first 10 miles per hour, you pay $250. And anything over that 10 mile, so if you go 10 miles over the 10 and 20, 30, it can count up to $950. Because each additional fee, each additional 10 miles over that first one is $100. Driving fast does not just affect your gas tank. You also wear your tires out quickly by driving too fast, too often. In addition to the cost of replace your tires, ball tires of those with low air could cause tire blown out. So it's not just replacing them because it's going to wear. It can blow out. And once the tire blow out, you know what's going to happen? Yes. An accident. Speeding is a deliberate and calculated behavior where the driver knows the risk but ignores the danger.
Yes.
You know if you speed, what's going to happen, but you ignore it. So you still continue to speed. Speeding isn't just going faster than posted limit. Anytime you drive too fast for the road and or weather condition, you're speeding. So you don't have to go excess speed. Speeding itself is dangerous and when combined with other poor drivers' behavior. Because sometimes you're speeding and when time to stop or brake, you cannot control that vehicle properly. So once you have an excess speed, it limits your braking distance and also controlling of that vehicle. Speed, as I said, speeding increases your risk of losing vehicle control. Yes, once you speed, you cannot have good control of that vehicle. Drive within the speed limit, and as we know, our speed limits here are 20 miles in built-up areas and 40 in non-built-up area. I'm going to stop there for now, and I'll have Mr. Gilbert talk to y'all.
Yes, Mr. Gilbert. So Sophie has opened she has really opened the field, you should set the foundation. And now Mr. Gilbert would give his presentation. And as you indicated earlier to me before we were on air, you came to speak on 3 different areas. And so could you let us know what those areas are?
Thank you very much. Good morning
Good
to
morning.
my colleagues here in the studio.
Yes.
And to the police department, traffic in particular, for inviting us here to be a part of the program. The 3 areas we want to look at this morning is speed bumps, it was a concern,
Yes.
traffic lights in Bastia, and also Woolwood Bay. And anything else, feel free,
Yes.
providing it is under the police rules. Or I've been given permission by the police. It's a police program.
Yes.
Okay, number 1, the speed bumps. In Bastia in particular, the schools, the pedestrians, and the general public are asking for pedestrian. And the police and public works made some visits in the Bastia area and identify some areas where speed bumps should be installed. So we actually have a plan to roll out some speed bumps. We want to start in the Bastia, and then we will go out in the rural areas after. The areas in Bastia we are looking at is in the Dr. William Connor School area, Tucker Clark School area, Washington Archibald High School, and Bastia High School, that basin inside there, Irish Tongue School, and then we'll move into the rural areas after that. We plan to start the program next month while the schools are on vacation. Now for the traffic lights now. We have the traffic lights in Bastia, and what we find happening is that motorists are not respecting the lights. They're actually running the lights. You see the lights start turning yellow and you still speed through. And also it is red, you still go through. So when that happens, it creates another problem. It means that maybe the walk is on, and then you realize the pedestrians have to wait on you while you are going through, and then they do not get the full time to go across. That's a problem. Secondly, now the pedestrians, sometimes they do not pay attention. The light is on, you see this, the silver man comes on, and then they do not move right away, and then they move later on, and the light changes on them. The lights are set to international standards. We need to, I have seen also that motorists stop in the area to pick up people, to put off persons, and then they try to proceed and they block the traffic up, and you have congestion in those very same area. Yes, I know that motorists, the public, we have a problem with some of the lights, in that the backup batteries have gone. So whenever a current goes, they go to. And when current come back, they will come back on. We are trying to get batteries. You can't store batteries for any length of time because they would actually still go. So we have some batteries on order. They should be here shortly. The areas of concern would be Sundong Road, the bottom of 4th Street, and Baker's Corner. Those 3 areas in Bastia. The others are working fine. So we have ordered backup batteries. So when current goes, the battery will actually trips in, and then it will work as usual. So what happens now, if current goes, the light will go out. When current comes back, the light will come back on. So that's one of our challenge right now, which we are working on. The next one is the Old Road Bay. With the Old Road Bay, the project has commenced quite a long time ago. The project has reached that stage quite a long time ago. And what happened is that the contractor is almost ready to put the final coat on the road to make it finish. But he ordered his own asphalt plant. His asphalt plant is being set up, and I was told that it should be finished, finalized, commissioned this week. So then by next week, provided the asphalt mix is correct, he should be able to roll out the final paving of the road later this month. Onto the lighting and marking of Old Road Bay. The road there, it cannot be marked at this moment, or should not be marked at this moment, because the contractor is going to go and pave it anytime shortly. Secondly, with the lighting on Old Road Bay, the lighting is not a part of the contract. But then we are looking at actually putting light on the thoroughfare there. We started putting down some of the plinths, the concrete bases, to accept the lights, but there were some logistical issues with Skelec and the poles, so we had to stop. Now Skelec said that they have new poles in place, so it means that we can continue, but it is at a cost. So we have asked the contractor now to give us a cost for the plinths, the concrete bases, and when he submit that cost, we'll pass that cost up to the ministry and ask for the appropriation for it to get going.
Speaking of lighting fixtures, when you guys, I always wondered, I know, for example, the lighting fixtures, along the Kim Collins Highway and Frigate Bay, I know they were donated by the Taiwanese, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I always wondered, in my mind, call me stupid, but in my mind, if they give you 100, wouldn't it make sense to, okay, let me buy 25, 30 replacements? I mean, we're getting 100 free. Maybe we should buy some replacements or something like that. Isn't that something that happens? I don't really care about the process. I don't really care about how it happens. But don't you guys buy replacements? Because take, for example, Frigate Bay. There have been fixtureless plinths there for like years that haven't been replaced. So I always wonder what the actual light elements not working, and what don't you guys keep spares on hand?
Don't worry, Mr. Gilbert. He's had this question for a while.
Yes, that question really should be directed to Skelec.
Okay.
So Skelec is who will interface with the Taiwanese, Chinese, or whoever the case might be, and they will actually decide as to how many they want and the logistics between the public works don't deal with the lights. All we do, we build the plinths, the concrete bases, as to the specification, and Skelec will install the lights.
Okay. I had a question here from someone, but I think this might have been for Sophie. Let me see if I find it. And they sent the question since last week, so
wow,
they're pretty serious. Okay.
Yeah. In advance.
It says okay, it's about they asked me to show this to you, Sophie. It's now offer some company offering Uber services for persons in Sadler's, Tabernacle Mansion, and Dieppe. And they said, well, show that to Traffic Talk. Ask them whether they investigate them, because that's not a licensed carrier for hire. And any insurance on the vehicle and occupants would be void if there was a mishap. So I'm going to forward it to you, Sophie.
Yes, I know. The Uber is not registered.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes, because remember, for you to carry passenger, you must be insured for hire or reward.
Mm-hmm.
And an Uber, the person might just have third-party insurance. And remember, third-party insurance only fix the person who vehicle they get in collision with. It's not for persons. So Uber is not registered with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure you get a number of concerns as it relates to the Uber.
But people still using them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless some sort of legislation is framed, crafted.
Well, also,
to include.
let's not. I don't know why people keep calling this stuff Uber. Uber is a trade name.
Yes.
And they're actually using Lyft, which is another trade name.
Yes.
So people, please stop saying Uber. It's not Uber. Please saying private taxi services, maybe something like that. It is not Uber. Uber is Uber. Lyft is Lyft.
A valid point.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
Because
point.
It borders on slander.
Misrepresent, because you're representing yourself to be a part of the company, which you're not, and the general scheme of things in terms of the organization, which you're not.
Exactly.
So, yeah, a very valid point, Jamster. And I think people use those names because they want to give persons the understanding of what they are offering without being properly certified or a member of those organizations.
If you want to say a taxi with a P, say that.
Yeah.
We don't have taxi with P.
but you get my point, right? That's what I'm saying. So that you get my point.
It's a private service they're doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
So they use this. It's like it. So they use the Uber because of familiarity, persons knowing, but not really a part of the whole scheme of the Uber.
I call it iTaxi, the I being illegal.
Well, and when persons go on them and anything happen, they cannot claim, so they have to know what they're doing.
Yes.
Okay, back to Mr. Gilbert. I'm sure there's other stuff you want
Yes.
to talk about.
That's it really. Those three topics really.
Okay.
But as I said, I'm open for anything.
Yes,
else.
indeed. So, so the old road there, we know that has been. We've had callers calling about that too.
Yes.
In
And
terms
speaking of which,
oh, we have a caller.
Mhm.
Okay, caller, you're live on Island T.
Go ahead, caller. Okay, so we don't see caller. Can you hear us? Okay, I guess they'll try again for whatever reason.
Yes.
it's not
So,
working.
as I indicated, a number of callers, expressed concern as relates to. Well, no, it wasn't a number of callers. Remember, we had the whole discussion here when it was Mr. McMahon, myself, talking about the Old Road Bay and stuff like that. I think a lot of persons are glad that, the project is done. When I said done, is better than it was before in terms of something is being done.
And you see, it's good that Mr. Gilbert pointed out that the lighting is not part of the contract because
Yes.
while we might be sincerely worried about a particular project, sometimes we don't think about how these things work, and it makes sense. Okay, the lighting is probably
Skellig.
something Skellig will take care of afterwards. Caller, go right ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning.
In the studio.
Hey, good morning.
Sergeant Henry, I'm here.
Yes.
You ain't got to miss me again. You could Mr. me instead of miss me.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Mr. Gilbert,
Good morning, sir.
you good?
Yes, you're good. A good neighbor.
Okay, well, yeah, I good. Now, I heard you speak, either you or Sergeant Henry, speak about the speed bumps. And that is welcome. But I know for some places in America where there is a school close to a major road, when school is in, they have a speed limit. Anyhow, the police catch you going over that pass in the school, they will hit you at one lash in your pocket. And you know what? They're going to lash in your pocket? Your wallet. And the speed limit by the school is 5 miles per hour. When any drivers reach that school, they have to slow down and cruise. Doesn't matter who in the vehicle, hurry. Now, to the speed bump. In Bavoni, in St. Thomas Project, where I was living some time ago, people used to speed in the project, and they put up some speed bumps. And some smart operators of backhoe went with a smart backhoe and moved the smart speed bumps, pushed them out the way. And you know what the public works did? Instead of bumps, they put ditches. So they can't move the ditch. So when they come in through and they believe, well then, oh, no bump there, so not going to bump me up, you dip down. And when you dip down, you got to mash up the front end of the vehicle. So you all could think about that, whether the bumps or the ditch. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much for your contribution. So we're
On to-
talking
on to
about.
the next
Oh,
call.
we have another caller. Caller, you're live on Island T. Go ahead.
Good morning. Just a few questions from
So
Mr.
this is
Gilbert.
Mr. McMahon. Okay, the perfect person to call in because I know you had your concerns about the Old Road Bay.
Okay, well, it wasn't so much the old road bay right now. It's more a case of, I wondered about the process of road maintenance. How do you decide when and where to fix roads? Do you rely on public information coming in? Or do you, like how it's raining now, for instance, and you know you're going to have drainage issues and places, the potholes become bigger and so on. Do you have somebody who goes out and actually look for these things? Because the thing is, you see some potholes there that remain there for ages. And yes, you had this new method of fixing the roads, which involved taking a larger area, fixing a larger area. But in the meantime, the potholes get crater-like, deeper and deeper. So I just wondered about the process. How do you go about that? And secondly, why do we have to wait for a major project before we maintain the striping in the road, the replacing the bad reflectors and so on, which are really helpful for to drivers, especially in the night. All right. I mean, it always seems to take a major project before something like this is done. You know. And thirdly, speed bumps are fine, but I'm not so sure they should be on main roads. Okay, I'm sure there are other ways to control traffic on main roads apart from putting in a speed bump. One at the William Connell School, for instance, that's going to be really that's a wide road, and that's going to be a pain in the neck more than anything else. And remember, it's just a short time of the day that you really absolutely need to be going at 5 miles per hour in that zone. Okay, and I think that's well. One last thing, I wonder sometimes if Public Works and Traffic Department as well are involved in planning of new projects, because you seem to end up. We seem to end up with all kinds of curves in the road unnecessarily. The road not wide enough. The service, when you have to put in or maintain services, you have to dig up the road, and you get the impression that there's no proper planning, or the correct people are not involved in the planning, and so we end up with any old project, any old way, and lots of headaches after. Those are the concerns mainly.
Okay, and we go to another call. Caller, go right ahead.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Could you consider speed lumps? Any one of you there could ask Google to show you the image of a speed lump, and that's how we do it in the States. And there's a reason for that, because you have equipment like ambulance, fire apparatus, and it's a smooth, layer of asphalt. You don't have to make a complete stop, so you just, roll over it. Instead of that, in this high lump in the road, bringing it to a complete stop, especially for a fire truck. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution, Carlo.
Okay, and it seems to me that in lieu of speed lumps, this is one of the ways in which, yeah. So I was thinking in lieu of speed bumps, because I kind of agree with the complaint that there's certain thoroughfares that really shouldn't have speed bumps. I guess this is where you can deploy traffic officers to patrol on those roads that perhaps the authorities are concerned about people speeding. I mean, take for example going up to New Road. I mean, I really think that's a terrible place to have a speed bumps. Instead of going up on the ring road,
yes.
You go up through. There's some speed bumps up there, which I find kind of inconvenient. So this is where the traffic officers can be deployed at peak moments to issue tickets if people decide to speed.
Let me correct that. Police officers, not traffic officers.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes,
but
police officers.
That's what I mean. Yes. Because hopefully you guys will be building out the traffic department to the point now where you'll be able to work 24/7 and have traffic officers out at key periods. What? Okay, if we have any more calls, we have about 1 minute left, but if any more calls come in, we can take the calls. Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, so we've been speaking about a number of things as Mr. Gilbert, you want to continue then?
Yes, Mr. McMahon.
The questions, yes.
For your question.
Oh, I realized you guys paused, so I was wondering.
No.
I thought,
the questions, yes.
You asked, the first question you asked about major projects to get road maintenance done. Now, the first question was in relation to road maintenance, how we go about doing it. Now, how we go about doing it is that we have officers who will go out there and will actually look at the roads and see which are in the condition and come back to the office, not the main office, but the roads division. They will actually sit and discuss as to how they should approach it, which area they should approach first, which area is most critical at the moment. Bear in mind that if you have to go, let's say like Saddlers, you have to actually move the machine and pay maybe a few $1,000s to get the machine to Saddlers. Then when you leave Saddlers, so if you might have a pothole on, let's say, F.T. William Highway, to move the machine to come back to F.T. William for a half a day and go back down to Saddlers, that's $4,000 there. You're talking right away just to move the machine. So then you realize you have to do it in a strategic way, at least to cover as much as greater area as possible. Now, with the dirt roads, like you realize now rain is falling, all the dirt roads will be affected. So you realize you may have to leave those roads which you started in Saddlers, and then you have to go and start to deal with those dirt roads. So it's a lot of logistics and complications involved in the road maintenance, especially when it comes to the patching and the fixing of these dirt roads. Now, the next question Mr. McMahon asks about major projects, if we get the other stakeholders involved. Yes, every time we are doing a major road project, we get the stakeholders involved. But I would tell you that sometimes the stakeholders don't even know where the services are on the ground. So then it's only when you complete the road, then you realize they have an issue, then you realize they start digging there, they have to dig the road. Other times, some of them say they don't have the budget to do anything with their services on the ground. So public works wouldn't have a budget for Skelec, public works wouldn't have a budget for flow. So then it means that the cable will remain underground. And then when something happens, they go and dig it up. In addition to that, too, sometimes they want to upgrade. Nothing when we are doing the project. We give them an opportunity to say, this is an opportunity for you to upgrade your services. And they might say that we don't need any upgrade in that area at this time. But then maybe 6 months, a year after, 2 years after, they say they want to upgrade because of some major development in the area. So now they ask permission to cut the road. And then the problem ongoing like that. There are times when we actually allow them to come in and do their work. And then as soon as they leave, like we have issue with water. The water pipe break under the road. And according to the Water Act, is that it gives them permission to go in and to just excavate it without getting our permission. So then it's a number of factors there. But what we do, we meet with them, we let them know way in advance that there will be this major road project coming on stream, and then we are inviting you to think about it, get in touch with your management, and let them know that this road project is coming. It's an opportunity for you to upgrade, for you to maintain or whatever you want to do. And if you take it out to put it in the shoulder, we prefer that. And then we walk along with that. We do a lot of that all the time. We are engaged in that.
Okay. So a question now, we're talking about roads and the dirt roads. There's some, and this probably might not be a question that you alone would be able to answer because it's hand in hand with other other entities. But there are oftentimes projects that are built by NHC, and these projects, the persons go without roads, proper roads, it's dirt roads. Is there any time frame between Public Works, NHC, or any other entity whereby there's some thought as to the construction of these roads in time? For example, I will use the Conyers project that was built in 2022 or thereabout. A lot of persons complain about the lack of proper roads in that area. And that's just one example to use to actually shed some light on. No roads have been built there since, it's 2024, but persons are living there. When you have rain like this, it damages the dirt, it damages their way of exit and entrance, or it hinders their exit and entrance. Whether they have to use vehicles or walk on foot, it becomes a difficulty for them. Is there any thought as in getting roads built in areas like these?
What happened in this area, like NHC will be allocated an area, and NHC is really responsible for developing the area in terms of the infrastructure also. But I know for sure that when it comes to the sustainable development projects, then what happened, Public Works will put in a figure for budget to say these are some of the roads we like to do. Then finance will give us X out of that. And then now we have to prioritize to say, well, we're going to do this one and that one this year.
Okay.
Next year now, we get another budget again, and we might ask for, let's say we might ask for 60 million. And then from the 60 million, you might only get 4 million. What could you do with 4 million? You have to prioritize and do maybe 2 roads somewhere, one here, one over there. So it's a kind of slow process as compared to the rapid increase of number of housing developments.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we could find a godfather to give us money so we could actually get a lot of these roads going at one time.
Well, boy, yeah. But for me, at least, I would hope that there would be some time frame given after projects are created that roads are put in place, because sometimes it seems like time just goes without any closure to the project. And I say closure to the project as in ensuring that that road network or whatever, that there's suitable road for persons who live in these areas.
But it seems really odd to me that you would do housing subdivisions, and not have roads. To me, it's like, to me, that's like building a house without a roof. I don't understand that.
And oftentimes,
I don't understand this kind of planning.
Not to put Mr. Gilbert in the hot seat.
No.
Oftentimes, oftentimes, it's as though that, oftentimes, it's as though after the construction of these homes, that after the construction is done of the homes, that you just forget about everything else, and you forget about the road, and persons have to live there for years. So sometimes many years without any proper road network. And it's just unfortunate.
That is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call, go right ahead. We have a call, sorry.
Megan, I just, the question about the striping of the roads and the putting in all reflectors, I think the reason why I think that's important, it gives the impression, even if the road is not new, that it's well managed, well maintained, right? And it's also easier, I think, to repair worn out reflectors and the striping, rather than have to start from the beginning. So that I think it requires regular maintenance, and I'm wondering if something is not in place for that specific type of maintenance of road maintenance, right? That's what I was wondering. And with regards the inclusion of yourself and in terms of planning and so on, I think that's absolutely necessary, and should be pressing more to the powers that be to include you and the traffic department in the planning of the projects, not leave it up to whether an entity like NHC that has its own, shall we say, biases in terms of projects. They want to maximize the funds and so on. But the safety and maintenance that goes on after, I think, is up to Public Works. So that's where Public Works and the Traffic Department comes in. So maybe it could be a little more robust in making your views on these things known, so that we see some kind of improvement in the future with regards to those things. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. McMahon. So what we are doing currently, we actually got an advance, an appropriation from the cabinet for a couple $1 million to roll out a number of projects. We plan to roll out 6 projects. We have signed contract for about 4 so far, and which is over something like $16, $18 million, and we have 2 more to will be signed shortly, and then we will continue bailing out until we get something up to maybe $30 million worth of road work to be done. So some of these dirt roads will get upgraded, but as we upgrade, you realize there are more developments opening up. So it's like we are trying, we are working hard, and planning at the same time with the water department and electricity, everybody, to get them on board while we develop the projects.
Yeah,
So,
I'd really love to see that, because it was insane to me to see for years they started building up indoors, and you have rain and you have just mud and stuff coming down there. I just couldn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't understand who plans this kind of stuff. And I know it's not you guys, but I don't understand why when you're doing housing subdivisions, the road work, the accompanying road work should just be a part. I mean, you're not going to build a house without a roof, so why are you building a subdivision without roads? I don't understand it.
And sometimes the hassle to even get to your property.
And then you have the erosion problem where you have rains and all this mud
Look how
coming down
outside
there.
is now. Look at how.
I remember they built camps, a lime kiln, and for years and years and years, no roads. This is insane to me.
Yeah, I get you. Trust me. And imagine persons living in these areas.
We're making our government functionaries uncomfortable.
Not at all. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So, roads. We need them.
So you guys have anything else you want to say before you wrap? There was a call that was coming in a while ago, but it stopped. So
yes, I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here this morning. It's a long time I haven't been here, and I'm a member of the family.
Okay, let's take this last call. I mean, we gotta take advantage of you while you're here. Caller, go right ahead. We see Sophie every week. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning. I tuned in a bit late, but I kind of got the gist at the tail part about maintenance and so forth. But one of the things, I don't know if it was mentioned, one of the things I observed is that the lines in the roads, a lot of them need painting. There's one in particular that's one of my pet peeves is the roundabout at the airport. That area was resurfaced sometime before COVID, right? There was a dividing line in there because, they were lanes. And the water was resurfaced, so they dug up, the milling machine dug it up, and then they put down fresh asphalt. But years now, the dividing line has been missing. And for a lot of people who don't know to use the roundabout, it's causing some issues. People tend to straddle the line when they're entering the roundabout, and they drive right in the middle of the roundabout, not knowing or ignorant to the fact that there are actually two lanes in that roundabout. So I don't know if you guys could get at least that dividing line for that roundabout repainted, and others around the island as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Noted. Your point is noted.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes, okay. I want to thank you for the opportunity for being here again to actually update the public as in relation to those three major activities: the speed bumps, traffic lights, and also the old road bay. And as I said, I'm available for a next meeting, a next session, for any other project, any other matter. All right?
Okay.
Thank you so
sounds
much.
good.
Thank you for being a part of the program. Sergeant Henry, you wanted to say the lasting words?
Breaking your speeding habit isn't just good for your wallet or driving record. It also helps make the road a safer place for everyone. In addition, or driving slower, you can make roads safer. Good morning and thank you for listening.
No problem. Thank you both for coming. Indeed, have a safe and enjoyable day.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Same to you.
Yes, thank you.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, Only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Insurance Company Limited, where you get more coverage for less.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime.
There are basic steps you can take to prepare for hurricane season. When seeking public shelter, pet owners should make plans to ensure your pet's safety. Emergency shelters cannot accept them due to safety and sanitation requirements. For tips on how to secure your pets, please contact the National Emergency Management Agency at 466-5100 or by visiting NEMA.kn. From danger to safety, NEMA's there for you. I am Jamelia Henry.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime.
No one can predict disaster. I am Jamelia Henry with some tips for minimizing risk when disaster strikes. Always keep a first aid kit and manual on hand. Keep prescription medicines and special medical supplies for up to 1 week at home. Baby food and prepared formula, diapers, and other baby provisions should be in good supply and kept in a dry, clean space. The first defense against disaster for your family is preparedness. Contact NEMA at 466-5100 for information or visit NEMA.kn. From danger to safety, NEMA's your candle in the dark.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster.
And we are back. We had a nice, always nice when those key people show up, and I wanted to we're gonna call Noah in a bit, but
Yeah.
I wanted you to
No problem.
I wanted you to I saw a story. There's a story about Freddy Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, he was here at the Sakis Music Festival, and I saw this story about how how things went down here with him. Let me see if I find it. I had it here, it just disappeared. Come on, Freddy Jackson. Apparently, this report I saw is saying that that apparently everyone was wondering about his. Oh, here we go. Found it. So this is from Atlanta Black Star. It says, "What's wrong with Freddie? Had to watch video of Freddie Jackson's performance at music festival leaves fans concerned about singer's health." As the month of June came to a close, legendary Freddie Jackson made his highly anticipated return to the St. Kitts Music Festival. Jackson performed at the inaugural music festival on the island in the West Indies and was on hand. So apparently he was on the very first festival, because I know he came before, and was on hand for the 26th iteration in 2024. But some fans are raising concerns that the 67-year-old's comeback was less than triumphant. So they were saying basically that they thought his performance was subpar because, apparently people were upset with his ad libs. They thought he wasn't as on point and sharp as they were accustomed to, and they were also worried about the way he looked, because he looks really skinny and so on. But apparently he had said earlier that his weight loss is not due to him being sick. It's just that he changed his diet and dropped some pounds, because he was saying a lot of his friends are no longer here, and he decided he wanted to be here a lot longer. So he made some lifestyle changes. But yeah, you see him and you think he's sick and all that. But he's got a picture here with him and Tony Rebel, where they hooked up at the St. Kitts Music Festival thing in the see off there.
Yes.
Yeah. So at least St. Kitts Music Festival got some press.
I know. Indirectly, yes.
Yeah, but he does look kind of gaunt. You know what I mean? And if you know him from before, you see him, you think, boy, he looks really. You think he's sick. He said he's not sick. He's just made some lifestyle changes. But there was a clip here. I played the clip, and yeah, he didn't really sound. He was singing "Rock Me Tonight," and doesn't sound as on point as you would expect. So I don't know what's going on there, but other than that, yeah, I just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah.
Also, let me see. I was telling you earlier that a barrel is making its way up to Texas, and apparently it might rebuild to a Category 2 hurricane, or Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane when it gets there. So we should be hearing about it making landfall later on, I think today or tomorrow. We have a call coming in. Let's take this call. Caller, go right ahead.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Yes. God bless. Greetings in Jesus' name.
Morning, Gregory.
Yes. Yes. See me return to everyone.
Thank you.
Now, first of all, I would like to say, contrary to what Trevor said earlier, people voting for whoever in the France election doesn't really represent their eyes being opened or they're coming to their senses, as Jamster put it. No, because I cannot see how voting for someone who believes in murdering human beings in the womb, who believe man could marry man. Not only that, the best evidence seems to say that Macron's wife is really a man. The best evidence says Macron's wife is really a man, and the French them is well, to put it this way, is digging into that issue. So I can't see how voting for any one of these people, especially Macron, represents people's eyes being open up, or people coming to a senses. Unemployment is very high in France,
but
7 point something.
But Gregory, me and you, we are on the same page with a lot of those issues, but those are not the only issues at stake. And it's like I said, sometimes you have to hold your nose and vote, right?
Those are issues that destroys the country.
Yeah, I agree. But you have to look at the bigger picture, and sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture, hold your nose, and vote. I mean, take for example, maybe I'm sympathetic towards
the left wing.
Maybe I am. But there are a lot of things. Trust me, there are a lot of things I do not like about their philosophy. But taken all together, I think I think a lot of people would conclude that sometimes you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right?
If it is Rosemary, baby, you try it out.
But you know what's interesting? Like Gregory will not vote for these people regardless, but you continue to follow.
No, but remember you also earlier, a lot of people are not turning out to vote. Those are the ones to me who have come to the senses.
But the turnout was, they said, the best in 40 years. So
yeah, it might be, but a lot of people still decide, hey, man.
Okay, let me ask you, Gregory.
What? I'm not going to be participating for any of them.
Okay, so that's out there. You don't participate in our local elections, general elections, do you?
Obviously, I said more than once I win FM. No, I don't.
What's your reason then?
My reason?
Other than okay, well, I guess I know your reason. You said that they need to be deacons.
Biblical.
Yeah, the biblical. So it's not one of policy then; it's just one of biblical.
Well, no, because it is biblical. It has a lot to do with policy. It have a lot to do with policy, but choosing the lesser of two evils is still choosing evil, and that is sinful in God's sight. So when people partake in these elections, really, we're choosing lesser two evils and that sort of stuff. You're actually sinning against God.
So basically, there's no party unless they fit what you said the Bible says that you're gonna ever vote for.
Well, yeah, but really and truly, in the voting system, it don't serve.
So even if there's a party that fits,
as it pits
so
people
even
against people and create division.
So even if there's a party that supports what you believe biblically, you won't vote because of the system.
The system itself, right?
So really and truly is very unlikely that you'll ever vote.
Quite right.
Okay.
Right.
If it's not based on policy and the policies are clear, then it's based on the system that you have the issue with.
Precisely. That is so right.
Okay.
Yeah, that is so right because the system itself destroyed because the system itself pits people against people. Because it pits people against people, it divides the country, the system itself, which is not good and sinful where the Bible is concerned.
So, Gregory,
to participate in it is sinful.
Well, you made that point. So, you're talking about, but it's just competition. At the end of the day, if you take away that, you have no voice. You really have no dissenting voice. You're thinking that everyone would speak in unison? Are you suggesting that there's some sort of system that would promote one voice?
Well, only the Bible system is the correct system for as to how to go about choosing.
I remember you said that how we do it, we just we do lots.
Our present system, like the rest of the world, is a sinful system, and to participate in it is sinful as well. It goes against the Bible.
What you say?
And to participate in it is disobedience to the Bible.
But what you suggest your system would be you just draw lots.
No. The Bible system is that you pick men who meet the biblical qualifications. Okay.
And once you
and
pick
if
those,
there's
and
more
once
than
you
one for a seat, and if there's more than one for an office, then you draw lots to see who is selected for the office.
Okay.
That's the biblical system, and it doesn't cause division. It does not cause division because
So
the Bible tell you. Hello, go ahead.
So you don't think that by human nature, if it is that one individual is not chosen because of this random selection that you have proposed, that person might feel a little slighted? You don't think that person will feel disappointed?
If the person, like I said, the people put up people who are biblically qualified.
You
that
could
mean
be,
that person
but,
is a mature spiritual person of God.
you could have people who are. You could have persons who are biblically qualified. Okay, let me ask you, what's biblically qualified?
Well, at least you meet the qualifications of Exodus.
And what are those questions? What are those? What are those?
Well, yes, and those of at least as well as the deacon of
no, but what are those qualifications, Gregory?
The qualification are, first of all, that person must be a mature man or male of God. There must be mature spiritual. There must be a spiritually mature male of God.
And how are you going to determine that?
How you're going, because you're gonna determine based upon the track history of life. Does it match up to the Bible? Are there people who preach in the word? Are there people whose life are consistent with the word? Are there people who hate bribery? Are there people who stand up for the things of God? That sort of stuff.
Okay.
You look for.
And after you're qualified, you draw the lots, and then you have a selection of the individual.
And then the lots, yes.
But your system is suggesting that a human being that is near perfect, that perfection is almost impossible to meet. You're going to have persons who are going to, for whatever reason, they're going to be disappointed. There are times where you're going to feel disappointment. There are going to be times that, do you think those...
As spiritually mature men of God, those people would bow to whatever decision the lot says. And not only that, spiritually mature people are people who are in control of their feelings.
Okay.
Yes, and people who live to the glory of God.
Okay.
And mortify the deeds of the flesh.
So you don't think there are those persons? You don't think there are those persons here now?
You don't think that there are persons here right now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would think such people are insane kids. Just that they will be very hard to find. But yeah, I do think there are such people in St. Kitts.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that.
Greg, that's a very, very high bar to clear, right? I mean,
yeah.
Everyone is.
And also, you spoke about Macron's wife. You know that she has, based on this article, this BBC article is dated 2021, December 22nd. Mm-hmm. Is saying that, and this is 3 years ago. He's saying that Brigitte Macron is set to take legal actions over an internet conspiracy theory that she is a transgender woman and was born male. So I don't know the outcome of it, but also it's still like it's pending because I'm seeing this article here now.
Azard, it's true.
Jamster.
No, it's true. It sounds crazy, but it's true.
Jamster. Okay.
No, but Azard,
yes.
Let me say this. Who should took action against? And the person who
So I'm reading these articles now.
And really and truly, technically, the action that she took, the suit that she took out against the person, okay, was not really because the person said he's a man or not. It was something else.
Okay, so this is now another. So it says 2 women go on trial for claiming French First Lady's transgender. So this article is dated June 20th, 2024. So it's still ongoing. And
yeah, after 3 years. Don't you find that odd?
Jamster, you and these questions.
No. But it's true. I did my research.
Yeah.
I did extensive research.
So it says
she had a brother who has suddenly disappeared. They can't find the brother.
They can't find the brother. All she have to do right now, I don't believe that. All Bridget have to do is just produce the brother, and everything collapse.
When the brother was there, she wasn't there. So where's
Bridget need to do? And yet they can't find this
We
brother.
see Jamster's face in here. Jamster. So it says here, 2 women went on trial on Wednesday after false claims that the French First Lady Brigitte Macron was transgender, which sparked online rumor by conspiracy theorists and the far right. In 2022, Brigitte Macron filed a complaint for libel against 2 women who posted a YouTube video in December 2021 alleging she had once been a man named Jean Michel. So it says the claim went viral just weeks before the 2022 presidential election. And it says here the trial on defamation charges comes amidst the campaign for snap parliamentary polls called by President Macron after the far-right Troncist party in the UK parliament election. Okay, it goes on to talk about it. So it says, so it says neither the president, 46, nor the 71-year-old first lady were in court. Okay, so that's.
And do you know how they met?
I think
he was
a
like
student.
12 and he fell in love with her and apparently said, "I'm going to marry her," and all kinds of disturbing. But anyway.
But all Bridget have to do is just produce her brother, and she cannot produce her brother. And there's good evidence that this brother don't exist. Anybody could bring a suit against anybody. That's very easy to do.
And apparently Macron had the Secret Service rough up some people from what I read. Part of the reporting I read, rough up some people because they were digging into that. So I find that to be very strange.
Yes, very strange. But what I find it to be very strange is that nobody knows anything about this brother. That's all it takes to destroy it. Huh? That's all it takes to destroy it and say, hey, these right-wing people, they're crazy people. Because look here, see my brother here.
Because
That's
a brother,
the evidence.
the brother disappeared, and then all of a sudden, she exists, and nobody knows what the brother is. And they're always evasive when the reporters ask. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe more strongly the evidence point to, is Brigitte is really a man who is married to Macron. Until that brother is produced, the evidence will always be pointing in that direction. And these are things that destroy countries because God do exist and He's real and He hates evil. Anyhow, fellows, thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
Thank you, Gregory.
AZ is an atheist, so. You're not an atheist.
I'm not an atheist. I believe in God. Yes.
Okay, let's take a quick break. 9:40, and then we come back. And we're going to try to hook up with Noah as well.
Yeah.
Found the sound. 98.9. FM.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. Give her a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum a for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
And we are back. It's 18 minutes on the 10 o'clock. I just want to share this with you guys quickly. Antigua and Barbuda is about to get a taste of love with its first ever dating show called Love Link Antigua. It's set to debut on YouTube, and the show promises to bring romance to the digital screen with a unique twist on dating. Viewers can expect full episodes on YouTube with teasers dropping on Facebook and Instagram. Apparently, the format is going to be based on the popular, a playful spin on the classic Pop the Balloon game. So the application phase has seen overwhelming response, prompting a careful selection process to include the best candidates, along with a few surprises. However, people can still apply if they choose to. It's going to start filming mid-July, and the premiere will roll out in early August. So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. I've been watching you should look up Pop the Balloon. I've been watching some kind of crazy, some crazy Pop the Balloon stuff on Twitter, right? And these women are out of control. I honestly think a lot of women, especially when they're dating, I feel like a lot of women are, they display a lack of self-awareness with some of the things they say. There's some of the things they said to these men.
So you watch episodes of the show already?
Well, I watched some. There was some kind of buzzy clips where, and you're like, really, this is wild. I can't.
When does it start?
But Love Link Antigua. It's gonna start. It's gonna roll out early August. They're gonna start shooting later I think the middle of this month sometime. So
okay,
gonna be interesting to see. Here's another call coming in.
No problem.
Call will go right ahead. Okay, on to the next. Call, go right ahead. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Gumbs and Azard.
Hey.
An island tea.
Yeah.
I sip in some tea here.
We know what tea. We could assume what tea it is.
Jamster.
Yeah.
I've been around yesterday looking at College Street West and Westbourne Court. It was always an arm when it comes to May, June, that government clean these guts. And man set out and had all kind of big talk about the Park and Beach guys and the Peace guys, because the Peace guys, them used to in the gang, them walking too. It's just that the radicals, them used to do as they like. And they used to make sure that they clean these guts. And some these vagabond people down in there look like everything broke down. No permanent secretary could give nobody no advice. And what used to be going on. Look at these guts. If we happen to get a storm, everything going down in front of in Bastille. Maybe say they end up in the Social Security. I mean, what's going on with these people? Simple things. And we got a laughing. What do you call him? Muslim Prime Minister just don't care. Really could think his people a lot of lies. Because politicians, that was already enough from them. They're lying to us. But when politicians start to lie, people wonder why, and that come with things. I mean, it's so terrible. Look at these guts. Look at the guts, them. Money every minute, man, on a flight like Asia, Europe, all over, big money, big tickets. And they can't correct things where they should be correcting here. Look at the grenadines, look where they get. We've been through it already, we see how it came already, we see the potential, we see what they could do. God bless Timothy to fix a lot of houses. I don't know, I don't know where some house will be. If we happen to get a storm. Have a good day. This is Jam now, eh?
Thank you, Jamdom. So we're trying to get in contact with Noah to have some, to have a brief discussion about the Mango Festival that was held yesterday. Well, concluded yesterday. Based on what I saw in the media, it seemed to have been a 3-day festival, July 4th to 7th. So the conclusion was yesterday. So we have another caller. So caller, you're live.
Just a quick question. Is WINNFM still off radio?
Oh, there's some areas where for whatever reason there isn't any service.
Yeah, the Atlas level transmission site is without electricity at the moment, and we are awaiting Skellig to go up there and take care of the problem.
That's affecting downtown area then.
Yeah.
In the downtown core. You're not getting WINNFM radio at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not getting it at all. So I believe maybe in downtown core, maybe in the rural area, you might be getting it.
Well, actually, yeah, Atlas would be affecting the downtown area because that feeds most of the Bastille Valley. So, yeah, that's a problem. But just remember that we're always available online, so you can go to WINNMedia.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're still awaiting Skellig to go up there and take care of the problem.
Well, that's quite a while.
Yes, it is.
So it's matching time on this. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take another call in the meantime. Caller, go right ahead.
Yeah. Morning, guys.
Hey, morning, Cleo. How are you?
I am good. How are you guys this morning?
Wonderful. I mean, the rain, everything just seemed a bit mellow down here. Well, at least for me.
Well,
it's
hot up here. It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Don't they have? I think I saw on Facebook one of the pop the balloon on thing that said it was somebody trying it in St. Kitts.
Oh.
Where they asked the guy where he would take the girl on his first date, and he said Chinese food.
I saw something circulated on the social media, but Jamsa was explaining it just not too long ago.
I see people are laughing after the guy because he said Chinese food. I like if that's why he can afford it. At least my belly will be full.
Yes.
But for the hurricane in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I mean, I watched a video with a lady in the Grenadines. Oh my God, she touched my heart. How she's crying, saying the Prime Minister is ignoring them over there. He's naming out all the places in St. Vincent that need help. But Nemo itself have not even gone over to the Grenadines to look at them. And I mean, she is crying out. They need help. They have no food. They have nothing. It's heartbreaking. I pray that they would get the help they need fast.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, have a good day.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have another call.
Yeah, I was trying to drop that call and the call refused. Still hasn't dropped. Okay, here we go. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, morning.
Mm-hmm. Please be brief because we have another key call coming up. Okay,
I
go
just
ahead.
wondered if WINNFM got a plausible reason why electricity has not been restored to us. I mean, it's been
We did. They said that the road is impassable, and apparently they have to try and get heavy equipment to go up there to clear the passage. That's a problem.
But it's at least 2 weeks now. I mean, I shudder to think in an emergency what would happen. They don't regard this as an emergency.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking last week as well.
That's ridiculous now, to be quite honest. Right?
I agree.
And I just wondered if there was a plausible. That to me is not a plausible reason. I'm sure if it was high priority, it would have been fixed. The conspiracy theorists probably wondering if WINNFM isn't being sabotaged. Okay.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. All right. And it's important to note that last time I heard that ZIZ and Freedom are actually on generator for the last little while. So we finally got Noah. Noah, finally, let's go. Post-mortem. Hey, Noah. We're doing good?
We could barely hear him.
Okay.
I didn't see you yesterday at the Mango Festival, the final day.
Well, yesterday was a bad day. I really wanted to come, but
I hope it becomes a better day today.
But no, there's so many wonderful reviews from the Mango Festival.
Sorry?
I said there's so many wonderful reviews from yesterday. Jamsa,
hey, what's up?
Is my mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my mic on?
It is, yeah. Of course, your mic is on.
No,
yeah.
I mean sometimes.
Yeah, I noticed that. I don't know what's going on with that, but
ask him if he could hear me.
Okay, I think I know what to do.
Uh-huh.
No, go ahead.
No, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I remember the first day we came there, you were not there, Azard.
No, I had court. So unfortunately,
I felt bad about that. I felt bad.
Unfortunately, I had court. I couldn't be here. But it seemed like it was such a wonderful interview. And Noah, a lot of persons on the social media were saying, Noah is involved this year. And they said that one thing that is going to happen is that it's going to start on time. But after that, not only did it start on time, but we are getting reviews that it was wonderfully executed.
Well, it's a function of all of the different parts.
Yes.
I made a post this morning and I said, and I listed about 13 subsectors. For example, sponsors.
Yes.
There's no event without sponsors, and they came on board not only in terms of the number of sponsors, but the amount that they gave in cash and kind. For example, our two premier sponsors, the St. Kitts Nevis and Guyana National Bank and Island Purified Water, they came on board in a very, very big way. And of course, there were other tiers, and without them, there are no events. And I don't mean to really classify anyone, but the next set of people I thank openly on a daily basis would have been the volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
These people give freely of their time, and the sort of work I asked of them, physically, lifting, moving, long hours, no sleep, smiling, talking, they were just tremendous. The performers on each event from Thursday to yesterday, be it folklore, the bands, the artists, the hosts, and of course the media. When we started, let's say April of last year, many persons were asking about last year's event because there were still some memories of little hiccups from last year. And we apologized and we asked the public to trust us. We told them that we listened to them, all various media platforms, and we heeded their suggestions, their feedback, and we asked for another chance. And just looking around, I don't have the numbers myself. We're just organizing cleanup and breakdown. No doubt they're going to be able to report that for you sometime. But the numbers in the park yesterday were just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The different teams, the tourism authority, all of the venues, Botanical Garden, Indian Castle, and the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, the way they met and they listened and they made suggestions, they're the ones responsible for it. And even the ones who jump on Facebook. Yesterday I was surprised, Azard.
Yes.
I saw persons taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it's just an event. And at one time I was doing something and I saw a guy running up behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked, what's happening? And he said he just wanted to get a more iconic picture of me vis-a-vis one that exists from Carnival. I don't know if you remember a picture of me on a platform looking.
Yes.
And the vendors, the chefs, the persons who were giving out samples.
Yes.
Oh, man, it was so... I of course, working, I got to sample the beverages, I can tell you that much. I didn't get a chance to really sample the food.
Yes.
But every single person I asked, the variety of the food, the quality of the food, the quantity, because the samplers were there, and they were 8:30, and it's expected that sampling should finish at 6.
Yes.
But at 8:30, people were still enjoying themselves.
Mm-hmm. And I must say, job well done to you and your team. I mean, I could just imagine how back and forth you were yesterday in terms of ensuring that everything went well.
Well, it's a sort of philosophy that not only for yesterday.
Yes.
And I hear people start talking a lot about starting on time, and that is commendable. But the other parts, because it's a big machine, and there are several links to the machine.
Yes.
I spoke, for example, the ministries, the ministers, the permanent secretaries, the directors, and the staff. The way they worked on the weekend, they're giving us the access to their resources, their trucks, their workmen. When you have to manage all of those moving parts and get them to understand, because our culture is to walk in maybe, I don't know, hour and a half late. And then if I'm going to walk in an hour and a half late, where the truckman or the artist can say, well, I'm going to come late as well.
Mm-hmm.
So to get all of those on board psychologically and physically, it is indeed challenging sometimes, but we could only say thank you. And let me openly say, I don't wish to be political, but the board, the Naval Tourism Authority Board, and the Premier himself, no doubt consideration had to be given to different consultants, and I appreciate the fact that they gave me the opportunity to come over here. And let me remind all of those, my father was from Nevis, okay? So I am not a foreigner, and even if I reside predominantly in St. Kitts,
Yes.
I'm still from the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
But I mean, Noah, you've been the chairperson of Carnival, which is, I mean, a very large, entity, organization. So this probably was something in your backyard, something when you've been the chairman of Carnival.
He probably did Mango Fest in his sleep, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I remember in 2015, I was asked to come on board September to deliver a December event.
Yes.
And guess what? This year I was asked to come on board in March to deliver a July event. So to put it into perspective from a time frame standpoint, to mobilize and to learn, because obviously, for example, Fayon Jones, the director of Davis Tourism Authority, as well as Devon Leiber, the CEO, I had to learn so much in such a short time to understand their vision, understand the brand identity, understand the philosophy after 9 years, because that department, the Naval Tourism Authority, they're responsible for where we are today. Having conceptualized and implemented over the past 9 years, the brand has such brand awareness, brand familiarity, and brand worth that people still believed in the brand. So it's all about the brand and the partners. It's not about me at all. It so happens that I'm a minute little element. Just like Jamster, the show is about you, and the other co-host, Jamster, is in the background, okay?
I don't want, boy, you see, me and Jamster have been getting along
I had
well.
to take a punch at my buddy.
Until I'm ready for him.
Me and Jamster have been getting along well for the past
but guys, let me say thank you to Win FM, because we visited there, like I said. And even after people would call, you guys will initiate commentary on the Mango Fest, get updates, and like all of the other media houses, locally, regionally, internationally. One of the objectives is to create opportunities for local entrepreneurs. And we went around on the food tour on 10 bars/restaurants on the Saturday, and we had over 200 and something people traveling in with us. We had DJs which pulled up and they had their samples, and people were buying and supporting their samples, the safaris, the party bus, all of that for the day experience. And then they went to Four Seasons for the Supper Club, which is a 4 or 5 course meal. So it gives you different opportunities to experience different parts of Nevis. They served at the Botanical Garden when you had the master class. We had persons who came in from overseas who bought tickets online, but then we also had locals who wanted a chance to mingle and learn from the executive celebrity chef. And then we moved to Indian Castle, where people were picking fruits, and I saw them digging into the sugar apples and digging into the sugar cane. I wish, and I spoke, let me say thank you to you, Sergeant. I wish we had somebody over there just chopping and peeling the cane and giving out the joints. I know, Jansa, you and I would have done that, but Azard grew up very privileged with remote control helicopters. So he didn't have to break cane.
Azard doesn't even know you can eat cane.
I wish.
Yeah,
He probably doesn't even know that.
What Azard does, he buys them already peeled in the bubble dread bags.
I grew up in the 90s, you know. I grew up in the 90s.
All in all, I'm already moving around with multiple teams to clean up and break down. Then there are going to be chances for post-mortems with the individual stakeholders, all levels, because each and every single year, irrespective of the event, I think it's critical that you do that analysis, and where there's some kinks, you iron them out so you could only improve. And the thing is that sometimes there's some kinks, there's some hiccups, but once it's not felt, why those hiccups are not felt by the patrons, they do exist. So that analysis needs to be done, a report needs to be written, of course the financial assessment to see how it was this year, and start planning early for next year.
Well, I mean, if you're back then again, then you have, much more time this time, so one could only expect what would be in store for next year.
If given the opportunity, and I have gotten some calls this morning, I can't say. So a few persons have called and talked about other opportunities. I told them, hey, let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone, okay? But I take it time is running out. But again, thank you, Janster. Thank you, Azard.
No problem.
And let me single out a gentleman from Nevis. I knew of him. He always dresses nicely in suspenders and bow ties. But having worked next to him on a daily basis, Mr. Fayon Jones.
Yes.
He is indeed a thinker. He is indeed a doer. And he's a phenomenal guy. He's the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Nevis Tourism Authority. And came along with the other team members, made this event what it is today, and will continue to help it grow. So all of the other stakeholders who contributed, from the painters to the landscapers to the cleaning staff, it's all about you. I just say thank you, and we appreciate you supporting this year and look forward to you next year and beyond.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay,
have a good one, gentlemen.
Okay,
and
great.
if there's a lady there, I didn't hear her, but have a good one too.
Oh, she's off today.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah,
Good,
so
good.
so on to Culturama. So
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be involved with that as well. So we await.
Forgive me?
I said I'm sure you're going to be involved in that in some way. So we await.
Okay.
Right,
God richest blessings to all of you guys.
Okay,
so
great.
he didn't deny, so
Thanks for setting up Culturama nicely, because that's what you do. You just did the Culturama primer. So
Yeah, and before I depart, the kind of overseas visitors from from St. Kitts, from the rest of the Caribbean. I spoke to people as far as England, and they came in their droves, and I'm assuming many of them will be staying for Culturama 50.
Okay, that
And
sounds good.
one of my leading coordinators, Alyssa Thompson, thank you, Alyssa, Karen, and all of the others, LL Craig, Mr. Williams, Altonia, all of those who are part of my team. Alyssa, for example, is also part of the cultural mobilization team. The work they're doing over here at the Pinnis Beach in terms of infrastructural development, at the Culturama complex, as well as the Culturama village. When you guys come over this year, I guarantee you're going to be very, very much impressed. So
I'm
to
sure.
Abernathy and all of the committee chairs, continue doing a good job. You're doing you're giving back tremendously to not only Nevis, but St. Kitts as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
Noah. Thanks for the post-mortem.
Yes.
I hate
It
having
was my
to
pleasure.
use that
beautiful
word.
one.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Good one.
Okay, thanks.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, so
I
yeah,
think
that was good.
we end it on a sweet note, Mango Festival.
Yeah.
You know, so it's 10:08.
Yeah,
well,
and
it's 10:06.
there's no money matters today, but
I
apparently-
figured because
I went over.
yes.
Yeah. It's because 6
Mm.
minutes after 10 o'clock. Apparently I have to I have to host Voices today.
Oh.
Because Socrates is unavailable today. So
Yes.
don't forget to come back and join me at 11 o'clock. WINNMediaScan.com if you're not getting us on the radio. And of course, you can also catch it on YouTube, also Twitch, X, and Facebook. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we look forward to seeing Kay tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. And the rest of the week. So all the folks who missed her, she's going to be with us tomorrow. So, and you folks, go. You can go to Loop News and read about that dating show. I was telling you about the Antigua show. Love Link Antigua if you're interested, and also to apply. Apparently, they're accepting applications still. They're going to start shooting next week sometime. And the first episode is gonna show up on YouTube in August. So it sounds kind of intriguing. So I want to see how that's gonna work in the Caribbean, especially right you could say our neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. And don't forget, come back for Voices at 11.
Yeah, you have a long time today.
A long time? Oh, I thought you were telling me, wishing me to have a long time.
I mean, at least you have a 52-minute break.
There's a call here, so let me take the call and see what this person is saying. Call or go right ahead.
Yeah, Drumstone
Yeah.
and Azard.
Yes.
Mhm.
I know you're going now, but whatever you celebrate, all the best.
Thank you.
But
Okay.
I called this about jam down here. Because we have never seen a Category 5 hurricane so early in the hurricane season. And with this terrible heat globally, we all could expect worse hurricane than this one here that gone. And yesterday I was listening to a program on ZAZ. And when I heard about the amount of nastiness what people dump and the roadside up the cane range and in the cane and all kind of thing. You can imagine what happened in those guts way up. So therefore, I am saying this. Dance in your yard. We ain't say that the government should not help. When our friends and our neighbors are in need, we have to give them, but we cannot ignore we yard. Our guts them want clean out long before hurricane season start. Because for years people been complaining about the load of nastiness what they throw in these guts. Even in the square people had throw a mattress in there. And down Oilstone Bay, people throw bed and fridge on the sand down Oilstone Bay. And what I tell them, clean up our place here because when the hurricane come and the gut them start to run, we ain't gonna want to see downtown.
True.
1998, they had a lot of rain up in the mountain, None were falling down by still. And when the rain that fall in the mountain reached down, the sand come down from the gut was so high that sand and water went through Social Security building window. And people were shocked to see what coming out of the gut. So Jamling is right, let us clean up the place. Clean up, focus on here in St. Kitts and keep out the plane them. If they invite you to see them kill a centipede, you're going. Spend the money here and clean up the country and fix the load of copper hole what they got in the road. Breaking up people's vehicles. Cars are living going up every day. Car parks ain't staying in one place. And people could fall in them and dead. Last week, 2 weeks ago, on the news, in Guyana, there was some kind of big hole and a bus falling in there with the rear end of the bus in the water. And the driver and some other person in the bus stay in the bus and they're dead. A big hole on the road where people got to drive. These things not supposed to be. Because they got money there to fix the country, maintain the country, make sure that the citizens and the residents who live in the country are comfortable. Everything cannot be done one time. but look after your yard. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, great. Okay, so that's gonna do it for Island Tea. Oh, and basically gave back everyone the time because we started about 8:15 or so. Okay, easy. So yeah. So don't forget, come join us at 11 for Voices, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, all guys, all the best. Jamsa, have a wonderful Voices session.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah.